Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And today I would like to talk to you about fragrances that are very beautiful. They are, in my opinion, work environment appropriate or professional environment appropriate. And they're not in your face. You can still feel a beautiful scent, beautiful aura, but these are the fragrances that are somewhat discreet. And the best part is that these fragrances are affordable. And now, if we are talking about affordable fragrances, affordable fragrance nowadays is something that is less than 60 euros. But these fragrances are all below 30 euros. And one fragrance can be particularly difficult to get. You can still get it. It just depends on the websites and it depends on the country you are in. And by the way, it's a brilliant fragrance, and I think that the company that made it, they just didn't invest in advertisement. But anyway, let's start, and I'm gonna be talking about a fragrance that is by Blauer. So this is the fragrance that you might like say, what is a fragrance? Come again? But this is a fragrance that is from a company that they produce clothes, but they also have very beautiful, very nice fragrances, and this is called United. Well, the majority of the fragrances that they have, they come in this kind of packaging. So it has bergamot, blackcurrant, mandarin orange, rose, orris, osmanthus, vanilla, caramel, amber, and patchouli. But I mean, you might say like, well, there's caramel, there's patchouli, it's gonna be so loud and so not working environment appropriate, but it is a bit sweet, a little bit sweet. And you know, all these notes, they are very muted, they are very like calm and almost zen. So yes, it is a bit sweet, yes, it is a bit zesty in the beginning, but overall it's very calming and very classy, this fragrance. And none of these fragrances, I have to say that none of them are overly sweet, none of them are overly powdery, none of them are overly musky, I don't know, zesty, citrusy. They are very well balanced fragrances. So this one, it's such a gem, it's such an easy reach. It's flowers, it's a little bit of sweetness, it's not cloying, it opens up with a little bit of freshness. So I do think that this fragrance is amazing. Next fragrance is the fragrance that actually is it was a part of a bigger collection. I do think that they had maybe 6 or 7 fragrances like that. They all came in a different time, so it's not like the collection came out at the same time. So this is Galliano, and this is Talk to Me About Love Again. And they do have a green fragrance and a pink fragrance, and these fragrances, they are very nice, but they're very cheap. I don't know for what reason, but they're just an amazing alternatives to much more expensive fragrances. So it has blueberry, plum, mandarin orange, iris rose, gardenia, cypress, sandalwood, and patchouli. And this is such a beautiful berry fragrance. But again, all of this fragrance composition is kind of watered down a bit, but in a good sense. Very light, it's berry, but then it's a bit green, it's a bit woody, but it's all done like in a very nice way. You don't feel berry fragrance, really potent and overwhelming berry fragrance. You don't feel the patchouli that is like overly patchouli. This is all very well made and very well balanced. And in fact, as you can see, I do use this fragrance. I don't know what it is about this fragrance, but I do gravitate towards this fragrance towards the end of summer. So when it's getting a bit cold and when it's maybe raining sometimes, so I do think it's a very, very nice fragrance. And in general, Galliano fragrances, they can be found at a very cheap price at the moment. So if you have an opportunity, if you see these fragrances, especially in the outlets, go ahead and test them. They are very, very nice. So the next one is actually a fragrance that I know, and I know it very well because I used to have another type of this fragrance. So this is Stella McCartney, and this is pop, and this is, I think it's Bluebell. Yeah, it's a Bluebell pop, or pop Bluebell. So anyway, this is kind of odd shaped bottle. I never liked the bottle, and this is a fragrance that when you spray it, sometimes this part that you're supposed to push and then the fragrance comes out of here, sometimes it kind of stuck here inside. I don't like the bottle. I do think that it's a bit gimmicky, the bottle, but anyway, the fragrance is beautiful. And I also like another one which had this pink round thing on top of it. Anyway, this one, I have to tell you, I have bought because I needed something, a little something to top my purchase to get a free shipping. So I put it in, and yeah, I love it. It's beautiful. So we have violet leaf, we have tomato leaf, and tomato leaf is a very interesting note. Sometimes in some fragrances it's quite overpowering, and you can kind of feel tomato leaf, like this green part. Like if you take it in your hands and then you just you smash it and you kind of, and then you smell your fingers, it's just an amazing fragrance. But sometimes it's quite a bit strong, but here it's very well blended. It's not very strong at all, so you don't smell like a salad or anything. So it has green mandarin, it has violet, bellflower, tuberose, frangipani. Do not be afraid, do not be alarmed by frangipani and tuberose, because I know that in some fragrances it can be such a pain because it's very strong, it's very loud. Not in this fragrance though. So it has musk, sandalwood, and cedar. So for me, it's a very kind of pale, lilac-y fragrance. Lilac-y, not lilac like lilac flower, but like a color lilac. If I can associate a color to a fragrance, so that's gonna be a lilac. Not just because of the cap, but because of the flowers that are inside. So for me, it's kind of a bit nostalgic. It doesn't mean that it's vintage. No, it has nothing to do with vintage. It's a bit like this kind of situation when you feel fine, you feel good, you are okay. The fragrance is a bit melancholic. You think about the past thing that happened to you, but it's a very nice, very nice. It's a very slow scent, in my opinion. This is the scent that you would like to slow down and just take your time, and it's inoffensive, beautiful. Well, as I've told you, it has frangipani, but it just gives this a little bit of sweetness to the fragrance. It's not very, very sweet. So, and also the white flowers that are here, they are not very potent, very overwhelming. So the fragrance is very nice. And as you can see, I'm using this fragrance and I'm loving this fragrance. Although I usually tend to leave the fragrances be when I'm getting them, because once every 2 months I would make a video where I would show the new fragrances. So I would leave the fragrances be up until this video, but I just can't get enough of this fragrance. I wear it, I love it, and it's beautiful, and it is super inexpensive. Next one is the fragrance that I've told you briefly in the beginning, that I do think that the fragrance is astounding, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, and I love the brand. I love the fragrance. I'm not a fan of the bottle. The bottle is a bit, it's a bit heavy, it's a bit bulky. So this is Calvin Klein, and this is Downtown fragrance. And you know what? This is a beautiful, underrated fragrance, and I have no idea why wouldn't they invest more in advertisement of this fragrance, because it says downtown, and for me this is a fragrance, it's a beautiful, brilliant fragrance for going out in the town, in the city. It's a very kind of city life fragrance. Again, it's not loud, it's not Baccarat Rouge. Not that I have something against Baccarat Rouge, I don't have, but it's just that sometimes if you go out, you can kind of smell all these very strong fragrances and very, very recognizable, and this one, it's not recognizable at all, and it's not strong, but it still gives you this a cool girl vibe around the town, something like that. So it has the notes of pear, plum, Italian lemon, bergamot, Tunisian neroli, gardenia, pink pepper, violet leaf, musk, Texas cedar, incense, and vetiver. So it is a bit zesty in the beginning. It is a bit fresh in the beginning. Then we have white flowers, but they're not overwhelming. They're not very potent. They're not poisonous white flowers. And then we have this very nice, very warm, woody base. And even though we have incense, it's not like it's a churchy incense. It just gives this roundness and warmness to the fragrance. So it's just I can't get enough of this. It's such a good one, and really, I don't know why this fragrance doesn't get more recognition. Well, in effect, I do think that many people have forgot about this fragrance. So now it's a very nice, very easy to wear everyday fragrance. It's very well made. So I love this fragrance. Love it, love it, love it. And I do think that the advertisement for this fragrance was leathery jacket girl. So it gives the vibe. And I do think that the advertisement was made in New York City. So anyway, next fragrance. And next fragrance, this can be, I think, is the trickiest one of this selection, just because it has quite a prominent almost skincare vibe, but I don't mind it. I don't think that it's very, very strong to the point that you might say that, hey, have you just came out of the shower? It's this fragrance. So it's a Mauboussin fragrance, and it has the nose of praline. I mean, chocolates, sweets, rose, freesia, and white musk. So this is the fragrance that had the history of a sensual woman. This is the name of the fragrance. Anyway, I think that this is a very nice skin scent, like skin scent that I love this kind of scents when you smell the scent and you can't really understand, because your mind is tricked a little bit. You can't understand if this is a scent of the person or as a result of a shower that took place not long time ago, and and a body cream and the body chemistry, and you have the scent, or maybe this is the fragrance. So this is one of these fragrances that you can actually confuse you, but I think it's good. Some people compare it to Nivea cream, the classic one in this kind of tin case, blue and white and white lettering. I don't think that they are similar. Well, I don't think that they are same. They are similar in a way that they are all about skincare. But the similarity, I really don't get enough of similarity to say that, well, it's identical. No, it's not. But it's nice. It's kind of after shower, moisturized skin scent. And in the beginning I told that it might be a trickiest one, not because it's a bad sign, but because if you don't want this association, then you might want to wear this fragrance only in your house. But anyway, this is a nice one. This is a typical clean girl scent. Beautiful, very beautiful. And again, it is super affordable. And the bottle, look at the bottle. The bottle is fantastic. It's really, really well made. Anyway, next scent, and we're almost done. This is Abercrombie and Fitch, and this is authentic. And I love the bottle. I love the bottle, people. It's magnetic. And again, when I do this business, and it's like a way for me to shut down the brain completely. I just can stay like that and just do click clack and click clack and click clack, and then things getting better. I don't know, it's like a meditation for me. Anyway, so we have here pear, red currant, mandarin orange, nectarine, magnolia, lily of the valley, ambret, cedar, and sandalwood. This is an everyday, very nice, a bit fruity. It's not spicy. It has pink pepper inside, but it is not spicy. Don't anticipate this kind of spices and nothing like that. It's just a nice and everyday. The pear is quite detectable. You can smell the pear, but it's not an overly pearly fragrance. It's not a very sweet pear. It's not overwhelmingly. You know what I mean. It's not overwhelming like a pear scent. It's just a well blended fruity and a bit of floral and a bit of musky and kind of woody. I do think it's a nice scent. Every day, you see, magic. Very nice everyday scent. Yeah, it's not an expensive scent, but you would never say that it's not an expensive scent. It's these kind of scents that I, with the exception of this one probably, that I like to say as like unnoticeable scents. Well, you obviously can notice it, but these are not the scents that are in your face. These are not the scents that are very particular. They're like your kind of a background sense, and I appreciate this kind of sense. Absolutely, I do think that each collection, if you have a collection of fragrances, you have to have this kind of sense, because sometimes you don't really want a particular scent, a very prominent scent, a very loud scent. You just want something nice and calm and just pleasing, and these fragrances are pleasing and people like to feel them. People feel nice when you are wearing this scent. People like to stay near you when you have this scent on, because they're simple and they're understandable and they're easy to comprehend, easy to understand, and easy to sniff. So the last one is from an Italian brand. It's called I Love Italy, and this is from Sergio Tacchini. So now I don't really like the cap. The cap is very tacky because it's golden, but anyway, it has the notes of neroli, raspberry, Sicilian lemon, Sicilian mandarin, damask rose, magnolia, lily of the valley, Madagascar vanilla, amber, Virginian cedar, musk, and patchouli. So it's a fruity floral. Classic fruity floral, but it's not loud. It's not a very fruity, it's not like you would smell a platter of fruits, nothing like that. Well, it opens up with a little bit of sweet raspberry, and then it has a lot of beautiful flowers, but you can't really, well, the raspberry you can actually detect it, and further down you can actually detect a little bit of vanilla. You can detect a little bit of this woody base, but you can't really say that, well, I do smell the lily of the valley. No, it's like your nose smells a beautiful flowery, maybe if your nose is very nice and very good at detecting fragrances, you would say that I can smell white flowers. But anyway, again, well blended, nice bouquet of flowers and fruits, and Again, inoffensive, beautiful, and complimentary. And I do think that this is probably second cheapest fragrance, and this is 100 ml, and you can find it for like 20 euros sometimes. And trust you me, this is an easy grab. This is an easy reach fragrance, and I do appreciate fragrances like that. Easy reach, no brainer. People like it, I like it, and I do hope that if you will go out and try these fragrances, you will like them as well. Please let me know, what are your fragrances? What are your go-to fragrances when it comes to your working fragrances? Are there particular fragrances that you like? And if you are wearing like very recognizable and strong fragrances, please let me know as well. And I wish you a beautiful day. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Bye.